These are the 5 bass fishing tips to help you become a better angler. Bass are the most sought-after game fish in America. More people fishing for them means they are pretty pressured in most lakes in the country. They can get smart pretty quick. To outsmart them, you need more than just luck, you need knowledge. Bass, like many predators, are most active during those magical hours when the light is low, dawn, and dusk. As the sun rises and sets, casting long shadows across the water, bass leave their deeper haunts and venture into the shallows to hunt. Why? Because low light conditions give them a predatory advantage. During these periods, their prey, often smaller fish, are less able to see and escape, making them easy targets for hungry bass. Plus, the cooler water temperatures provide bass with more comfortable hunting grounds. To make the most of these prime fishing windows, I recommend arriving at your chosen spot at least an hour before sunrise or sunset. This gives you ample time to set up your gear, observe the water for any signs of activity, and most importantly, be ready to cast your line the moment the light hits that sweet spot. In the underwater world, just like in the wild, it's all about survival. Bass are opportunistic feeders, always on the lookout for an easy meal. That's where lure selection becomes crucial. To catch a bass, you need to think like one, and that means understanding what's on their menu. Take some time to observe the natural prey in the waters you're fishing. Are there schools of minnows darting about? Or perhaps crawfish crawling along the bottom? Once you've identified the local delicacies, it's time to match the hatch. Choose lures that closely resemble the size, shape, and color of the bass's natural prey. If you're seeing a lot of activity on the surface, try a topwater lure that mimics a struggling shad. For deeper waters, crankbaits and jigs that resemble crawfish or baitfish can be deadly effective. Remember, a well-chosen lure is more than just a piece of plastic or metal. It's a carefully crafted deception, a work of art that speaks the language of bass. Now that we've covered the importance of timing and lure selection, let's talk about the tools of the trade, your fishing gear. Choosing the right rod, reel, and line can make all the difference in your bass fishing success. For most bass fishing situations, a medium-heavy rod around 7 feet in length provides a good balance of casting distance and power. You'll need that power to wrestle those stubborn bass away from cover and into your net. When it comes to reels, a bait casting reel is my go-to for its accuracy and control, especially when using heavier lures. However, spinning reels are a great option for beginners or when using lighter lures. Line choice is crucial. I recommend using a braided line with a fluorocarbon leader. Braided line offers excellent sensitivity and strength, while the fluorocarbon leader is nearly invisible to fish, increasing your chances of getting those subtle bites. Bass are masters of adapting to their surroundings, and their depth can vary greatly depending on factors like water temperature, time of day, and weather conditions. To find success, you need to become a depth detective, constantly adjusting your approach. Start by targeting areas with structured drop-offs, weed beds, submerged trees. These are prime bass hangouts. During warmer months, bass often seek refuge in deeper, cooler water. Try using a depth finder to locate these underwater havens, and present your lures at the appropriate depth. Conversely, in cooler water, bass may move shallower to soak up the sun's warmth. Don't be afraid to experiment. Vary your retrieve depths, paying close attention to any signs of activity. Remember, finding the right depth is like solving a puzzle. By observing your surroundings and experimenting, you'll unlock the secrets to consistently locating bass. One of the biggest mistakes anglers make is staying in one spot for too long, especially if they aren't getting any bites. Bass are creatures of habit, but they also move around in search of food and comfortable conditions. That's why it's essential to cover water, to explore different areas and depths until you find where the bass are staging up at. Don't be afraid to try new spots, even if they look unpromising at first glance. Sometimes, the most unlikely locations hold the biggest surprises. As you move from spot to spot, pay attention to any changes in water clarity, temperature, or current. These subtle clues can be telltale signs of bass activity. Remember, the more water you cover, the higher your chances of encountering those trophy bass. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.